Yo, what the deal, YouTube? This your man Frank Dutch right here. I'm back at y'all with another video, man. And today, I want to talk to y'all about 5 of my favorite channel strip plugins, man. But before we get into it, man, I gotta let y'all know that this video is sponsored by you. Thank y'all for watching these videos. Thank y'all for liking and sharing and commenting and subscribing, man. Thank y'all so much, man, because it's really been helping us. The channel has really been growing, man. So I appreciate that. Another thing I want to do, I want to take time to give a moment of silence for Rupert Need, man. So let's do that right quick. He passed away, I believe, today. Like I just found out today, anyway. So look, I want to have a moment of silence for Rupert Need, man. Legendary. Rest in peace to Rupert Need, man. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, let's get to the video, man. So right here landing at number 5, man, we got the Rupert Need 1073, man. The actual hardware is actually how I got introduced to it. I was working in Signature Sound. Shout out to all my people there, Louise, Andre. Shout out to y'all. And they had a few of them. I think they had about 4 in an API console. I was interning there, and they, you know, would let us mess around in there sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we would sneak in there and mess around, you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot in that studio, man, so shout out to them. And I first worked with a Need 1073. It was a company in there by the name of PSL. One of the guys that was in there, they were going over a 1073 and he was using the hardware. But then suddenly I got introduced to Universal Audio, man, and I got a hold of the 1073 plugin that they got. It bugged me out how much it sounded like the actual hardware. I also learned about a classic chain, you know what I'm saying? When you take that 1073 preamp, you patch it into the 1176 compressor, and you got that connected to a U87, Neumann U87, man, look, hey, that's one of them chains, you know what I'm saying? That's definitely one of them chains right there, you know what I'm saying? That's my number 5, man. All right, so some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know. I graduated from the Art Institute of California back in 2016, I believe it was. And in the audio program that they had in there, they had a studio, like that was a for real laid out studio. It had like almost everything that you can think of. And one of those things was SSL duality. That's what we were being taught on. We were taught on SSL duality. So of course, I heard of them before I went to school because of my experience messing with music anyway. But that was my first time actually physically touching a SSL console. It really intrigued me, man. Like, so when I graduated, I was snatching up any plugin that I could think of that had anything to do with SSL. One of those plugins, man, I came across that I really feel like does it really well, Universal Audio, man. Like, they have the SSL E-channel strip, man. I love this thing, man. Like, it's really my go-to when I'm recording. It's my go-to when I'm mixing. I even got an extension that I use also as the pretty much kind of like the same thing. But this is my go-to, man, especially when I'm actually recording. It's actually presets in this plugin, man, where it's a folder in there from Just Blaze. And if any of y'all know of him and Jay Electronica's song Exhibit C, he has the presets for like that session in the plugin. You know what I mean? So I'll go to the lead vocal preset and I'll make the adjustments that I need to make, you know what I'm saying, especially with the gate, because that gate is kind of sharp, I guess, for wherever they were recording it. But I'll adjust it as I need it and I'll hit record, man, you know what I'm saying, and it sounds amazing. It's a great foundation for me to work with, you know what I mean, pretty much wherever I'm recording it, you know what I mean. So yeah, man, that's my number 4, man.
Frank Dutch.
Okay, so my number 3, man, I'm about to really show my age with this one right here, man. I'm about to talk to y'all about that Avalon 737, man. Look, man, that preamp is ill, like, period. Like, that channel strip is ill. Like, with this hip-hop thing, you've heard that, and pop too, probably a lot of pop songs too, but definitely hip hop. You've heard that preamp on so many songs in the early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Especially things that came from It's my alarm. I be up early doing this for y'all. I be up before my alarm go off doing this for y'all. But anyway, so me coming up doing this, man, like, and hearing this music, this hip hop that I love so much, I was always like wondering, like, how did they make it? Like, any chance that I would get, I would go to a studio or a Guitar Center. It was mostly Guitar Center, you know what I mean? And back then, where I'm from in Virginia, they used to have Guitar Center laid out. They used to be almost like a meeting spot, you know what I'm saying, for different artists, for different engineers, producers. And a lot of the guys that worked in there were actually engineers and producers that worked in the industry. They had a room set up in there, man, like where it was pretty much laid out like it was a studio. Like it was, they had all of the displays of all of the monitors that they had set up. And at one point in time, they had a huge console in there that they were selling, you know what I mean? One of the things that they had in there was that Avalon 737, man. When I realized that this is what they were using to record all of these hit songs, I was like, I have to have this. Never got a chance to actually get the hardware, but I was elated, you hear me, when I found out that Universal Audio came out with the plug-in, man. I was so happy that they did that, man. Because I trust Universal Audio, man. This is not sponsored or nothing. I just love their stuff. From the moment that I plugged my mic in to the interface, man, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it. I need one of these. And then they come and do this preamp right here. They come and you can use it in unison, so it'll sound just like the actual Avalons. You think I ain't get it? I got 2 honorary mentions for y'all, man. I want to give a moment to mention that Shep's 1073, man, or the Shep's 73. I used to use it to do things for tone, especially before I actually got the 1073 plug-in from UAD. I used to use it to kind of shape, you know, certain synths and stuff like that. Like I used to run horns through it and stuff like that. So yeah. I also want to mention the Nectar vocal plug-in suite, man. This is not really a channel strip per se, but it's a dope set of plugins that you can use to shape vocals or anything for that matter, man. It's a dope plugin, man. It's a dope plugin. So yeah, those are my 2 honorary mentions. Let's get into my number 2. All right, so number 2, man, I want to talk to y'all about that Soft Tube Console 1, man. That joint right there, man. That's the other one that I was telling you about that I use in conjunction with the SSL E channel from UAD, man. Like I use that to save my processing power, you know what I mean, on the Universal Audio, you know what I mean? Especially before I got the Octo Pre. I would run my mixes using the actual SSL channel strips from UAD on the actual channel in Pro Tools. When I would, you know, use all of the processing power that I could, I would move over to using the Console 1 to do the rest of my shaping and mixing, you know what I'm saying? But then what I started doing as another trick to save my processing power, I started routing the Pro Tools channels through the virtual tracks. I would process the sound or mix it through console, the UAD console, and then I would route it back into Pro Tools and record that. That way I'll actually have whatever I did on the SSL or whatever I did on a Need or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I would then go and put the Console 1 on the rest of the channels that I wanted to manipulate, you know what I mean? So yeah, Console 1, man, I really like that plugin, and what I'm also looking to get is that console fader, you know what I mean? I like how that's set up, man, like how they got the whole panel and you can get in, you can sit it in there with the console fader at the bottom. It's fire, man. I'm big on aesthetics, man. Like I just bought a Moog Grandmother, which is something I'll be reviewing for y'all soon. But I just got one of those, and the look of it, man, when I get that console fader and have the paneling and all of that, it's gonna be fire, man. It's gonna be fire, man. So I gotta have it. And plus there's certain transport controls on the console fader that I can use in my DAW. So I like it. You know what I mean? I really like it. It's another one of my go-to plugins, man, that Console 1. All right, so my number 1, man, last but not least, man, the Channel Strip by Avid, yo. I know y'all like, wait, that's a factory plugin. Yes, it is, man. That is a factory plugin, and it's dope. It sounds so clean, man. And I actually knew about it, and I always seen it in Pro Tools, but I really got intrigued by it when I had the opportunity to meet one of the former producers for NERD or engineers for NERD. Funny enough, I ended up buying my Native Instruments controller from him. We just started talking about engineering and how he uses Logic and he hates Pro Tools and stuff like that. He told me about another one of his colleagues that uses the channel strip. You know, he stands by it and mixed Grammy Award winning songs with that plugin. You know what I mean? So it made me just look into it. So I started looking at it, you know what I mean, and going through it. Oddly enough, man, I like it. You know what I actually use it for? I actually use the EQ in it. I actually don't really use nothing else in it except for the EQ. I use the EQ because it's so, you can get so surgical with it. Like I use it to do a lot of my subtractive EQ. I love that thing, man. Like it's another one of my go-to plugins. Like after I arrange everything and I'm ready to start mixing the song, I slap them joints on all of the channels, man, and I just do all my surgical EQs, and I'll go through and do some leveling. Then I'll go through and start adding the other processing to each of the channels, like compression and additive EQ, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, things to shape it with tone and leveling and stuff like that, you know? But I always start with that channel strip from Avid, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's 5 of my favorite channel strip plugins, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate every single last one of y'all. Y'all are the reason why I keep doing this. Keep on asking me questions. Keep coming at me with ideas like with what y'all want to see. If you ever need one-on-one assistance, click the link down in the description. Speaking of links down in the description, all of the plugins that I'm talking about, I'm gonna have the links down in the description, including the honorary mentions. So explore down there in that description, see all of the gifts that I be having for y'all, man. So look, it's your man Frank Dutch right here, man. Y'all be cool, y'all be cool. Peace.